If you are wishing to know more about fishing, you don't need a book, just come and see the Hook and the Ccok. If you are looking to know more about cooking, you know where to look, just come and see the Hook and the Ccok. Scotty will hook 'em, and Paul he will cook 'em.
They like to travel and learn new stuff.
Come and see the Hook and the Ccok.
Botany Bay is right at Sydney's doorstep. It's been my playground since I was a kid. Join Paul and I as we source local seafood and find out there's still plenty to discover in the bay. Botany Bay is Sydney's major commercial terminal, and for many years Botany Bay was fished commercially, but now it's Sydney's latest recreational haven. And for thousands of years, the Indigenous people of this area fished Botany Bay.
I've got a couple of great dishes planned for today. Scotty's taking me out to source some blue swimmer crabs and flathead. We also need to head ashore to see if we can find a special ingredient.
Okay, Paul, just try and get me over some of that sandy area, because that's probably your best spot for the crabs.
Yeah, just in here?
Straight in.
Yep.
Spread right out along that edge there. I think it'll work well. Okay, fishing with crab pots. A couple of things to remember. One is to have a nice visible float with your name and your address on it, most important, and a good fresh bait. And you're only allowed 5 pots per person, or 5 witches' hats, I should say. Is their correct name? And a good fresh bait. Now these are bonito we caught the other day. So fix him on. Now the way it works is the bait's in the centre and the wire ring sits on the sand on the bottom. And these 2 floats here hold up the mesh up off the bottom. The crab comes along trying to get to the bait. Can't get to the bait, so it tries to climb up the net, gets entangled. And hopefully that's what's going to work for us today. And there you have it, fishing for crabs. Come back along this area with soft plastics and spin for flathead and maybe trevally or a bream. And then about every 20 minutes we want to check the pots. No, nothing. Yay! Come on! Hey! There you go! Look at that fella! Okay, nice. Would be a legal crab, but it is a female and it's got full of eggs, so we'll put her back. Hopefully we get a few male crabs.
Yep, got one. Looks like a few of them. Oh, he's going to fall in, this bugger. Yes, 2. Yeah.
As you can see, we just got 2 nice blue swimmer crabs. We're just checking for size. He's definitely a legal crab, no problems at all. It's a male crab, as we had a female before. So I'm going to hang on to this one.
The female are more rounder, are they?
Yeah, got the rounder shape to hold the eggs. Yeah. When you decide to keep a blue swimmer, Paul, we want to just put him straight onto ice.
Okay.
With 2 good crabs in the bag, we head out to see if we can land a flathead or 2. Oh, it's a trevally.
It's a nice trevally. Beautiful trevally. He's absolutely hammered that plastic.
Now what do you reckon, Paul? Hang on to that one?
I think we're going to have to hang on to him. The flathead been a little bit slow at the moment. After the break, we chased some dusky flathead in the bay. We're heading out to try a few of Scotty's favourite flathead spots.
Okay, I love little dusky flathead there. We're working in an area just wide of Towra, lots of sand patches and weeds, and the big pair of soft polarised sunglasses will pick that out for you.
I feel like a floody, mate. Nah, dropped him. Dropped him. Dropped it.
Paul and myself are out in the deeper water in the bay, 3 to 4 metres of water, looking for flathead. Not doing any good. So we decided to move right up into the shallows. Now flathead are an ambush predator, and up here already we've seen a lot of life zipping around the weeds here in the shallows, probably a metre and a half. And I've taken 2 or 3 nice little fish already. So we're just hoping, we'll just keep working across the shallows here, we might nail a nice one.
Yeah, look at that, that's a lovely fish. I saw him take that. He came right up to the boat and smashed it. Looks like we're going to hold on to that one, mate. Definitely we're going to hold on to that one. That's a lovely fish. That's a better fish. Flathead. Just grabbed it right here. Nice size too. No? Try and keep his head down. I think he's just moved the lure out of his mouth.
Just keep the rod up. Nice and easy.
Walking back a bit. There we go. Oh, and the cook's into one. Finally, pressure's off. Okay guys, we've got a beautiful flathead here, and we've got enough to cook really, to be honest, and I'm going to put this one back. Give me the bugger grips.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is the part I really enjoy, is watching them go back in. There you go, mate.
Look at that. It's almost as good as cooking them.
Okay, you've seen Paul and I both get a couple of nice flathead today, and this is what's been working for us, the bloodworm wriggler, and a nice, well-balanced outfit. Now, flathead fishing in the bay normally work areas between 1 metre to 5 metres of water. Cast out and allow your lure to sink to the bottom, and then just slow flicking action will give the lure action off the bottom. Okay, resembling a small bait fish. Flathead being an ambush predator, can't resist these little things.
With our blue summer crab and flathead on ice, it's time to head ashore. We pull in at Kamay National Park. This is where Captain Cook first landed in the Endeavour back in 1770. It's quite amazing to imagine Cook and his crew walking the same stretch of beach all those years ago.
Okay, a couple of the beautiful blue swimmer crabs we caught earlier today. So what we're going to do now is just clean them, ready to cook them up, have Paul cook them for us. So we'll just take that flap off and run the knife straight through the middle. 2 nice halves. And these have been in ice, which is the best thing to do with your crabs once you cook them, straight onto ice to kill them. Okay, once you've cut your crab in half, ready for the cooking, we need to clean him. Pull the top shell off and just give it a good rinse. Pull the dead man's fingers off, rinse all the inners out, nice and clean, ready for the cook up. There we go, Paul. Crab's all ready, mate.
Absolutely beautiful, Scott. We're going to do a coconut crab. So first of all, I'm going to get my pan smoking hot. It's nice and hot now. In go the crabs. And then we're going to put our aromatics in here, which is our lemongrass. Our lemongrass and ginger are going in. Now we've got to move fairly quickly because we don't want to burn these aromatics. But what we do want to do is release the natural oils in the chili, the lemongrass, and really get some flavour into that. There's plenty of chili going in there. Okay, I'm going to add my little bit of coriander root, not too much. And we're going to give this a good stir. Kaffir lime leaf's going in there now. And what we're going to be adding to all this is our coconut milk. The smells that are coming off this dish are absolutely superb. Okay, you can add that in there now. Okay, we're just going to wait for this to boil. Okay, and that's going to cook the crab. A little bit later on, we're going to add our pumpkin and our beans.
Coming up, the cook gets busy, and we take a tour with a man that sure knows his bush tucker.
After about 4 minutes, our coconut crab has come to the boil. Time for a taste, and then we add the rest of our ingredients. It's actually tasting fantastic at the moment, to be honest with you. But we are going to put a little bit of palm sugar in here, just a little bit for sweetness. We're adding our pumpkin as well now, just to warm through. Some beautiful green beans. A little bit more kaffir lime leaf. A little bit of lime juice. The one last thing that I need to put in there is a little bit of saltiness. This is our fish sauce. Not too much. We're going to mix that all around. It's looking good, mate.
Looking good.
Okay, just going to have a taste of this now. Mate, that is absolutely beautiful. So all what's left to do now is just dish this beautiful sweet crab up. Put that on the platter. There we go, chili coconut crab with glass noodles. The main dish that I'm cooking today is modelled on the dish that Sir Joseph Banks first cooked up using ingredients he sourced locally. I'm hoping to find Banks' secret ingredient right here, but I've got no idea really what I'm looking for. So we've called in the help of an expert, a local discovery ranger, David Wright. First dish I think that Joseph Banks has written down is that it was stingray.
Ah, yeah.
Poached in cider, and they did it with warrigal greens.
Oh, yeah, there's some just here to tell you the truth, but this stuff, growing up this high away from the tidal water, you know what I mean? You shake the sand off it neither. Hang on, I'll give you a bit first, just show you it's not going to kill you. But if we can find a bit down on the sand where it's going yellow, it's got more texture and more saltier taste.
A bit salty flavour. This has got quite a green flavour.
Yeah.
So what's the actual indigenous tribe?
No, these are the Guigals.
Yep.
They speak an old Darrigal language right from Sydney Harbour down to the Shellhaven River at Nowra.
Wow.
Now, they over 500 different languages here.
Yeah.
We all ate different foods because what's to your area, but all the ground rules are the same.
Yeah.
About killing things and preserving things, because we all got totems of an animal and a plant, and you have to preserve your totem and only touch it in duress times. So that forms a kind of conservation right across the country with everyone.
Yeah. Pretty sustainable.
Yeah. And them other flowers over there, well, we'll get over and I'll show you, but they're pig face. These things are all right, they're like a dessert. And you pull him down that way and you eat that white pip in him there. You try that.
Oh, mate. Tastes a bit like kiwi fruit.
Oh, right, yeah.
You've got to be red of they to pick?
Got to be red. The flower has to die on the top, then the bottom will go swell up and go red, and that says it's right.
Sweet as.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Oh, very sweet, yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. So when Cook landed, whereabouts was his boat?
See that red buoy out there, as a matter of fact? That's where he parked his boat, so they tell me.
Okay.
Now, at that time, this bay would have been only about 12 foot deep.
Is that right?
That right there, yeah. And that's why he only come in this far. He said now it's being dredged out to 250 foot deep to get them big tankers in it. Now this yellow stuff, see?
Oh yeah.
Watch the sand on it. It'll get a bit crunchy. To a bit of the green stuff, you know what I mean? Now, I reckon this stuff tastes better.
Oh yeah.
Salty. More saltier in it.
Yeah, really nice.
Where that one's more kind of a bitter one.
Yeah. This next dish that I'm going to cook up.
Ah, right,
I'll
yeah.
throw some Warrigal greens in it now. I've got some for free. It's great. Now, where's the caviar? No, I'm only joking.
Caviar. We got to catch a fish, don't you? And squeeze the eggs out of him. So, all along here, you've got different sorts of plants and that what they use. You ever heard of tea tree oil?
Yep.
Comes from the leaves of that tree.
Okay.
So just pick some of them leaves, boil them up in your pot, scrape the oil off, and you got pure tea tree oil.
Beautiful.
They would cook a lot in this stuff too. The sheets, yeah, pull it off, shake it out, wet it down, and wrap their fish in it.
Thanks very much, mate.
It's all
Thanks
right.
for the Warrigal greens.
Okay,
I'm
thanks,
going to use
Dave.
this. Thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Really
it's
good.
the seniors.
Mate, an absolute wealth of knowledge, let me tell you.
Right, Euro fellas, that's the word for goodbye in that language. So,
Thank you very, very much.
And coming up next, it's over to Paul to cook his pan-seared flathead fillets. We're going to fillet our flathead for Paul's main dish. You just drop the knife behind the last fin and cut forward till you hit the bone, and then turn the knife and then run it out the back.
For the dish that I'm cooking today, we don't need any skin on it. So what you do, you can run your thumb around the back here, and just one quick action, takes all the scales off as well, straight through like so. And we have an absolutely beautiful piece of white flathead fillet, which I'm now going to cook up at the monument.
The monument marks a spot where Cook and his crew first landed in Australia back in 1770.
There you go, mate, just pop them down there.
Come down there for you.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'm going to head off and have a fish. I'll leave
You're
it
out
with
of
you.
here, mate.
Yeah, too right.
You're going to help me with the washing up?
Any chance, on my way.
The first European dish that was ever cooked in Australia was stingray wings. They were poached in cider with Warrigal greens. So I've got an inspired dish, but instead of using stingray, I've got some beautiful flathead today, and that's what I'm going to use. We're going to have a pan-seared flathead fillet, pea puree, Warrigal greens, some prosciutto, and we're going to finish it with a nice cider dressing. The first thing that we have to do with our flathead is take out the rib bones. Okay, we've taken that rib bone out there. That's a beautiful piece of boneless fish now. Now, if we're going to give this to our kids, just to be safe, always give them the tail around about here. There's definitely no bones in there. And there we've got two beautiful portions of flathead fillets. We're going to make the salad now. Finely slice our red onion, fennel, and apple. Then add our baby beetroot herbs. We've just got some little fennel tops here as well, and we're going to toss this all on top of our flathead fillets. The next step that we're going to be doing is making our pea puree. We drop our peas in boiling salted water for 5 minutes. Our peas now have boiled. I'm going to pass them through a sieve. Straight into a colander. Okay, we're going to let them drain. Straight into a sieve. Then we're going to push them through our sieve to make our pea puree. I'm just going to let that pea puree down with a little bit of cream to thin it out for the sauce. So I've not really had to put anything in this because the peas are so sweet. And this is going to be the base to our dish. That's all we need. Pea puree done. To make our cider vinaigrette, add some quality olive oil, a splash of apple cider vinegar, a pinch of sugar, and salt and pepper. We're just going to whiz that up, and hey, it's emulsified. And that's our vinaigrette. Simple. Now we've got our Warrigal greens that Dave gave us, and he tells me that the yellow ones are the best, but I have thrown a little bit of green in there for colour. We're just going to pick these off. We're going to treat them exactly how we would do with spinach. We're going to put some salt in the water, and I'm just going to lightly blanch them. When we say blanch, it just means cooking where we're not going to overcook. So we want to retain the colour, but we also want to soften the actual vegetable. Okay, that goes in. Okay guys, so I've taken the Warrigal greens. We're just going to drain them, leave them there, they'll stay nice and hot. Now we're going to cook our fish now.
Oil goes in. I'm going to put a little bit of butter in here, just a little bit for our fish. With this fish being a white fish, it doesn't take long at all to cook. So in go our tails. And as I say, we don't need to season the fish, it's just come out of the water, so it's absolutely superb. Now while that fish is cooking, I'm just going to warm my pea puree. Now this fish won't take long at all. So let's just have a look. Needs just a little bit longer. Then we're going to turn that fish over and I'm going to turn the actual pan off, and that fish will stay nice and warm while I'm plating up, and it'll carry on cooking. Look how beautiful that fish is coming up now. So I'm just going to leave it on this side for maybe just another minute or so, and then I'm going to turn that completely off. Okay, for plating up, what we've got here now is our pea puree. I'm just going to let that down a little bit with a little bit of cream. You don't want it to dry out, we want it to be a puree. On the plate. I'm going to throw my prosciutto in now. I'm going to turn the fish off now, and now we're going to start to plate. Okay, so we're going to put some puree in the middle of the plate. We're going to put our prosciutto on there now, which gives the dish an actual salty sort of a feel. Straight on there. I'm going to pop our fish on there. And now we're going to top this with our salad. So we're going to throw our little bit of vinaigrette in here. That's our cider vinaigrette. Just to finish the dish, I made something here, which was just some cider vinegar and some sugar, and I've reduced it, and there we have it. Very, very simple, beautiful pan-seared flooded fillets with warrigal greens and a cider vinaigrette. Hey Scotty! Come on mate, come and try this! Have a taste of that mate and see what you think.
Looks damn pretty good to me.
You've got to get right down the bottom and have a taste of those Dave's warrigal greens.
Yeah, where are those warrigal greens?
Right in the middle mate. How's it taste?
Oh, sensational.
You get that vinegar through them?
What a dish. That's absolutely delicious. I reckon Sir Joseph Banks would have loved this.
Okay.
I can't do it. He's making me laugh. He's got a gob full of chocolate and going like that to me going,
Is that hat looking good?
fish that they cooked you. And here we are at Captain Cook's Landing Monument. So what we've done today,